So Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and their whole gang are having an absolute meltdown today as they're showing they're completely disconnected from your average person. And this is why they're sinking in the polls. Let me show you guys what Elon Musk's solution is for America. Have a watch at this.
As long as civilization keeps advancing, we will have AI and robotics at very large scale. I think that's pretty much the only thing that's going to solve for the U.S. debt crisis. You know, because currently the U.S. debt is insanely high, and the interest payments on the debt exceed the entire military budget of the United States. Just the interest payments, and that's at least in the short term going to continue to increase. So I think actually the only thing that can solve for the debt situation is AI and robotics.
All right, so what you do is you hang up American flag, right? You start talking about AI and robotics, and it's going to solve everyone's problems. And I talked many times on this channel, their whole goal, frankly, is to replace you. So you're not going to have a job, you're not going to have any money, and then how is that going to work in our consumer-based economy? Now, also, and just make sure it's clear, they're completely disconnected from your life. They have no idea how you live, basically. Also, they go on TV and tell you how everything's cheap. Take a look at this. This is Hassett, who may or may not be our Fed chair. He's one of the front runners.
President Trump gave us the best economy we had in 50 years in my entire lifetime in the first term. And then things kind of went south, and now he's trying to bring it back. And I think people think you can just snap your fingers and everything's going to be great. But one thing that has been great has been gas prices, the lowest in 4 years.
Yeah, there are a lot of states that are below $2 a gallon. You know, turkey prices were down 19 cents. I bought two different ones because some other show was criticizing me because I said, oh, generic turkeys are pretty good. So I made two this time, and I didn't really notice a difference. So buy the cheaper turkey next year, folks. But you can get the fancy one if you want to. But the bottom line is it's next year that really has us excited.
Yeah.
So a couple things going on here. First, the first person's like, oh my God, when Trump was president the first time, it was like the best economy in forever. It was the first time, right? Awesome, right? And then Hassett then is like, oh yeah, everything's so cheap. Gas prices is below $2. Look how cheap gas is. And look at your turkeys down 19 cents. Oh my God, it's great. And in fact, it's so great, I bought two turkeys. Like, this is really what they're talking about. Basically, they're completely disconnected, you know? And then they're even like, hey, you should be like me and you can buy two turkeys too. But in fact, just buy the cheaper one. You'll be fine. I'll get the fancy one. I mean, it's like so obvious that these people are completely disconnected. And then when they're called out on it, listen to what they say regarding the gas prices under $2. Have a listen.
Wondering how much of that spending increase you think is attributable to the fact that prices are up. Let me give you an example. The maker of Tonka trucks said a couple days ago that a toy truck that cost $30 last year is going to cost $40 this year, partly because they lost about 8 weeks of shipping due to the U.S. trade war with China. What's your advice to holiday shoppers who don't want to spend more this year than they did last year or can't afford to spend more?
Right. Well, as you know, it depends on what you're looking at. Like egg prices are down, gasoline prices drop below $2 a gallon in a lot of places.
You mean
mortgage
below?
Rates are down.
Gas prices on average are still at $3 a gallon.
Yeah, that's right.
Country,
For
right?
a few states, they got below two. And so the point is just that in the end, what matters is in the aggregate, the average across everything that everybody buys.
So according to Hassett, you're paying under $2 in gas and everything's cheap. And the original question is like, hey, you know, how do people handle costs? They want to buy Tonka trucks or whatever, right? But he has no idea. He has no idea. You can see this. And I want to show you what a regular person, how just a regular person talks. So this is actually a nurse in Florida, and she's going to describe her situation.
Okay, so how is everyone buying a house right now? Because I just got off maybe one of the most humbling phone calls of my life, and I got quoted a 6.5% mortgage rate. Mind you, I do have an 808 credit score. I have zero debt. I'm also a registered nurse, so, I mean, in the state of Florida, which I work in, it's not great income, let's be real. But yeah, I'm also single, so one income. How am I supposed to buy a house with a mortgage rate that high? One mortgage payment would be more than one of my paychecks. So yeah, that's very depressing. What is everyone doing?
So I just wanted to share the contrast. So this is just how a regular person talks. And, on the channel, we can talk about interest rates. Is the Fed going to cut? Are they going to hold? Are they going to raise? Whatever. And that's a different discussion. But this basic discussion, I just want you to just see like, hey, the regular person's like what I consider to be basic costs, like going out and have a place to live. She's like, it is more than my paycheck. And I think many people are in this boat. And so when you look at Musk and saying, hey, like say to the registered nurse in Florida, hey, your solution is AI and robots. In fact, we're going to replace you with AI and robots. That's what Fox News was pushing last week. If you guys watch my channel, we talked about that. They were pushing, hey, look at NVIDIA. They're going to have all these AI and robots in hospitals. Fantastic. And it's like, what's the goal of that? The goal is going to replace nurses. And I guess at that point, then we won't complain about getting a house at all because we won't even have a job. And we'll just be like, hey, I just like to have food. I mean, that's just sort of where they want to push everything. And now you probably wonder, like, okay, so how do we get to this spot? So now let me show you behind the scenes of how the Donald Trump and Elon Musk machine is constructed. This is over at Fox News. This is Deborah Lee. She says, good morning. Joining Fox and Friends in about 10 minutes. America flag. Tune in, right? Wave. And we're taking selfies, doing hair and makeup, right? We're getting ready to go on TV to support your dear leader, Donald Trump. Okay, so what do you have to say? She says, oh my God, Trump posted about me, American flag, American flag, American flag, American flag, American flag. So basically, if you go on Fox News, you're auditioning to be part of Trump's cabinet. That's, I guess, maybe the goal for a lot of these people. This is her here. She's commenting about Trump talked about her. Have a listen.
Oh my God, this is real. This is literally real. Donald Trump just posted about me on True Social. This is so cool. I'm literally freaking out. Donald Trump posted on True Social, political commentator Deborah Leah, that's me, was great on Fox and Friends this morning, working with the wonderful Charlie Hurt. There was fantastic energy and wisdom, a fantastic show. That's me. He's talking about me. It is so crazy to process that the President of the United States of America, my favorite president, not only watched my Fox hit this morning, he posted about me on his own social media app. This is so cool. I'm framing this.
So I guess we're printing out tweets. We're going to frame it and we're going to celebrate that Trump is talking about you. And just understand this, right? Musk, Hassett, this Deborah person, this is this whole machine. It's all basically TV personalities. You want to go on TV and then you hope that Trump likes you and casts you as part of his show. And what is this show? You got to go on TV and lie that everything is cheap and Trump is the greatest president in history. So that's really what it is. And when you see this behind the scenes stuff, right, you get a sense of it. And you got to put American flags. You got American flag there. And I've told you guys so many times, like, it's very, very different when you know who these people are behind the scenes, which is what I'm showing you. You'll realize like it's like a bunch of BS. Also, if you want to, be popular, this is what you do. So this is her on TV. Just watch a little bit of it.
This is a true story of American heroism. And this is not limited to our men and women who put on uniforms. This lives within every single American. Thanks to President Donald Trump, we don't know how many more lives could have been potentially lost if that.
So you get the basic idea. You just go on TV and you just tell everyone how awesome is Trump. That's basically what it boils down to. This is actually her as well. This is her TikTok. And you can see she's like, hey, what do you do with the degree from, was it politics? I think she studied and government. Well, go on TV, of course, right? And I'll just be frank about it, you guys. I think you kind of already know. If you want to be successful in Donald Trump's America, you got to look at a certain kind of way, right? He likes a certain kind of person to put on the show, right? And you can kind of see who these people are. It's not hard to figure out. And you have to wave flags, get as many flags in every picture as you possibly can, right? Sometimes you add another flag and guns, even better. That's how you become successful in Donald Trump's America. Watch this too. I want you to see like how these people talk. And again, remember, you got to see the behind the scene footage and also the in front of scenes footage. This is her again.
Melania Trump's AI education meeting at the White House, and here were my key takeaways. Full disclosure, I was not the biggest fan of AI prior to this meeting, but two things that were said really changed my mind. First quote is that you will not lose your job to AI, you will lose it to somebody who's better at AI than you are. And to me, that just really sends the message that AI is no longer the future, it's now, and you can either...
All right, so I guess what she learned from Melania is you won't lose your job to AI, you'll lose your job to someone who's better at AI than you. And I guess that's one way to look at it. I guess another way to look at it is you won't lose your job to AI. You'll lose your job to people who kiss up to Trump, who replace you with AI. So, I mean, same difference. But let's see what more she has to say about this stuff. And again, you got to see this stuff behind the scenes so you understand why these people say what they do.
Either jump on the ship or you can get left behind. I'm 25, but I'm more old school, and I don't think in a time when human intelligence is failing, artificial intelligence is the complete solution, but it's no longer a matter of do we get involved or not. The entire world is competing in AI, and we, as the United States of America, have to be the best out of it, point blank, period. The second quote that really changed my mind is that we are turning electricity into intelligence. When you think about it like that, that's pretty incredible. And the final thing that I heard that really changed my perspective is that we now have to prepare students for the AI world. And this made me think of how I literally had computer class in middle school. I was born in 2000, and we literally had classes where they had to teach us how to use a computer. So AI is really just the computer class for the newer generation, and it will be the basis for all tech and advancement in the future. So that education meeting definitely changed my opinion on AI. I'm no longer going to be avoiding it. I'm definitely going to start embracing it a little bit more. So I'm curious where you fall in the AI debate. Have you fully embraced that this is our future, or are you still in denial like I was? Comment your thoughts. I'm genuinely curious.
So, and of course, like and subscribe, right? Here's the thing. She basically tells you who she is, right? She's like, I was born in 2000. I'm 25 years old. And, you know, I just was critical of AI. But then Melania changed my point of view. And then Trump started tweeting about me. And now I'm on TV and I love AI, right? That's how this whole thing is constructed. I literally want you to see the makeup of it. And maybe one day she's going to be our next, you know, attorney general or senator or whatever. And it's crazy when you understand how if you put in basically a reality TV personality, if you want to call him a star, whatever, Trump, and then you hire a bunch of reality TV people to go in your cabinet, right, be it Duffy or whoever, this is what you get. And it's not really about serving the American people. It's about self-serving for themselves. These are all greedy individuals. And then they go to their parties in Florida, the golf course, and they just celebrate. Look at our TV ratings, basically. And what's sad is when you look at just regular average American people, many fall for this stuff. Now, right now, the polling data is showing 36% approval. So a sizable portion of the country falls for this nonsense. And you'll see it all over social media or YouTube, whatever. Whenever I mention the AI thing, there's always some Elon Musk fans saying, oh, Chris, you're so dumb. You're just in denial. It's going to be awesome. AI is going to do all the thinking and all the working for me. And we're all going to be rich. And Elon Musk is rich and he likes AI. So that must be the solution, right? That's the kind of logic you have to deal with it when you talk about this stuff. And it's hard. I just show you the truth. And, you know, to me, this stuff is obvious. And if you've never seen this stuff before, hopefully this is eye-opening for you. So that's my thoughts on this. I'd like to hear yours. And I'll catch you on the next video.
Oh my God, this is real. This is literally real. Donald Trump just posted about me on True Social. This is so cool. I'm literally freaking out.